the idea of making this note is when I read the Visuddhimagga, I find it is not easy to follow. They are huge. One thing is when you read the Visuddhimagga, you find there are many detail and huge information because they are so huge that you are lost in detail. When you're lost in detail, you don't know what is the easiest way. All right. So here I also put the information from the Visuddhimagga. I also write something that you all want to know whether is it Samatha or is it Vipassana. And also I also follow, Visuddhimagga also mentioned that we should follow the Sutta, the 16 method. And I also put the Tengu, that is a Sunan Sayadaw method. So it's kind of like a combination of many things, all right? Now, so remember when we learn the 40 Samatha practice, under the Anusati, we have this Anapana, breathing meditation. So here it can be used as Samatha and Vipassana. So if you have printout, so you can just literally follow your notes because it's quite fixed here. So there are, according to Sutta method 16 way, which I explain later. And according to Visuddhimagga is chapter 8, you can refer to the book. So when you open the book, you can find in this mindfulness of breathing. Okay. It's after the 32 body parts. Now, in terms of breathing, if you practice as a Vipassana, you can find it in the kāyanupassana, contemplation of the body. As Samatha is one of the anussatis. So that means that you can practice Samatha first and Vipassana later. But if you take it as Vipassana, so you can practice Vipassana first and Samatha later. Now, another way we call it, according to Yuganaddha method, is this Sutta, is we can practice as Vipassana and Samatha. So 3 way, either Samatha or Vipassana, or you can practice Vipassana and Samatha. Here, this one I will skip first because it's not really related to this breathing meditation. I just put it because some people want to know, can we practice Vipassana or Samatha? Now, this, when I put the number here, it means that this is according to paragraph. So you can refer there if you want to read some more. So, and also to save my voice, normally I invite the student to read. Okay, start with Jen. You can read 187, 188.
187. Here are the 5 stages: learning, questioning, establishing, absorptions, characteristics. Herein, learning is learning the meditation subject. Questioning is questioning about the meditation subject. Establishing is establishing the meditation subject. Absorption is the absorptions of the meditation subject. Characteristic is the characteristics of the meditation subject. What is meant is that it is the ascertaining of the meditation subject's individual essence. Thus, the meditation subject has such a characteristic. Learning the meditation subject in the 5 stages in this way, he neither tired himself nor worried the teachers. So in giving this meditation subject consisting in mindfulness of breathing attention, he can live either with the teacher or elsewhere in an abode of the kind already described. Learning the meditation subject in the 5 stages, thus getting a little expounded at a time and taking a long time over reciting it. He should sever the minor impediments. After finish the work connected with the meal and getting rid of any dizziness due to the meal, he should sit himself comfortably, then making sure he is not confused about even a single word of what he has learned from the teacher. He should cheer his mind by recollecting the special quality of the 3 jewels.
Okay, now after you read, can you explain in a very short sentence or in a summary what is trying to say about this?
There are 5 stages: learning, questioning, establishing, absorptions, characteristic, and all these are focusing on breathing, the meditation subject.
Okay. Why should we learn all this?
So we stay focused. It keeps us interesting with the
Okay.
meditation subject,
All
and
right.
so that we can also stay focused and like stick to the meditation subject.
Okay. And what else?
Uh, what else? So with this, then it will not tired.
Why
Yeah,
why not tired?
neither tired himself.
Why not tired?
Why not tired?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I guess I'm guessing. I'm
Okay.
guessing
Yes.
is because you are just seeing as it is. You are not wandering around. So it's not tired.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's your answer. Now, actually, not tired means that you learn properly. When you learn properly, you don't make mistake. When you
Mm,
make mistake, you have to undo. Like
mm,
you, for example, we go somewhere, if you didn't get a proper instruction, let's say you're in KL, you're going to JB or going to Penang. These are separate way, right? Penang is on the top, north, JB is south. So if you don't get enough right instruction, you go to wrong way. After that, you have to U-turn. You spend the time, you make yourself tired. And people are worried about you. You might lose your way, right? Yeah. Okay. So we need to make sure that we are learning the right method. So then we don't get depressed, we don't get tired. This means that we don't be frustrated. Because if you don't know what you're supposed to practice, you get very frustrated when you meet some difficulties, right?
mm,
Yeah. And also after that, you also don't need to worry. Worry teacher means that you don't go and bother teacher again, ask the same question again.
mm, mm,
Right. Actually, when they say in terms like Vipassana, when people ask you how to practice Vipassana, actually, if you ask the teacher will tell the same thing. Be mindful, have mindfulness, concentration, after that let go, right? Let go the craving or attachment to any phenomenon, right? So even you ask the same teacher or different teacher, they all give you the same answer. But if you don't learn properly, you always ask the same question. So you make your teacher tired also. Okay. So after that, you can go somewhere. You can practice by yourself if you have the right instruction, right? Okay. Now this is the last one. I think we learn about this minor impediment, right? Like worry about this, like study or whatever, this and that. So you can cut off all the obstruction. After that, you make sure you eat properly. After that, if you feel sleepy, just rest for a while. Now, in intensive meditation is actually unless you are aging. Let's say if you are 50 plus or 60 plus due to your disease or bodily problem, it's good after meal you have a rest. Okay. But if you are 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, after the meal you should walk because it will make your blood sugar more not have the spike on in the blood sugar because after you eat a lot of carbohydrate your blood sugar will increase. So if you walk you balance your body balance your sugar. Okay, then after you should get rid of dizziness. This dizziness is caused by the meal, means that you eat too much carbohydrate, whatever, there's a dizziness there. So after that you sit there and then you make sure you don't confuse. All right, actually the whole thing is make sure you learn properly, you don't confuse. Without confuse, then you no need to worry, you no need to tire yourself and no need to tire the teacher. As long as you have no doubts. If you had doubts, you will make yourself tired. You also make your teacher worry about you because you might not practice correctly. Right? Okay, Jen? Okay. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
I know. You mean you focus, but how to be focused here? So the answer actually is on this paragraph already. All right.
Uh,
All right.
Okay.
Not to say I bully you, like just make sure you all are paying attention, you know. Because sometimes when learn Zoom, I cannot see you all. You know, you are hiding yourself without turning on the video. So, all right. Now, this is we call it so people are confusing, you know, people are confused. Where should we position? Now we know the object, right? So first, you know, when you're practicing the breathing meditation, it's very easy. The object is definitely the breath, right? Breath means the in and out breath. Okay, now where are you supposed to focus it? Like we say, like normally people thought samatha. Samatha should be on the nostril, around the nose area. You feel the air coming in, going out, touching the somewhere here nostril. Or sometimes they say if your nose is long, something on the tips of the nose. But like in Mahasi method, it's the abdomen rising, falling. Or some they feel that when, especially when you're lying down, you feel the body breathing more clearly. Sometimes they say you need to follow the breathing from the nostril to the abdomen and then come back. So what is a right position? So actually, according to Sutta, it just tell you, the Pali say, just pay attention to the breath. It didn't really specify the exact place, you know, because sometimes we see the Pali Mukham, and that there's a Pali word, Pali Mukham. Where do I put it? Okay. Anyway, there's no Pali here. All right, so you choose which one. But the problem is when people already used to this anapanasati, so very difficult for them to change the abdomen. Or for those already used to abdomen rising falling, it's very difficult for them to go to nostril. Or for those like some method, they say you need to follow the breathing in and out. Right. So what is right and wrong? Actually, there's no right and wrong. The main thing is as long as you have mindfulness and concentration on the breath, that is right. Some people, even though they put the attention on the nostril, but their mind might wander. They put half mind here and half mind go wandering. So that's not with mindfulness and not with concentration. So actually the position is as long as you can, the key point is as long as the object is clear, right? So the object should be clear. So no matter you're on the nostril or at the abdomen, whatever, you must make sure that the object is clear. Because if the nostril not clear, no point you're going to focus the mind here. Some people they don't like the abdomen rising falling because what do they say? They say their abdomen is too big. It's true, you know, because when you find the abdomen rising falling, some people they don't like it. They say the object, the area is so big, they find it's confusing. So they prefer to focus on nostril because they say the area is actually smaller. They feel it's easier for them to concentrate. But the key point is the object must be clear. That's the one thing here. Okay, any question up to here? If not, I'll continue. Have I recorded already? Oh yeah, all right. Any question about this? So this cover Mahasi method or cover the Pa'ao. Pa'ao normally is on the nostril place, all right? Now, how do you contemplate? There are few ways according to the Visuddhimagga. You can do the counting. And according to Mahasi method, you should do labeling, right? But according to, I just write the kind of like method here, right? So Visuddhimagga actually asks us to do counting. And then the Mahasi method asks us to do labeling. But like Shu Min, Chittanupassana, they ask us just be open awareness, okay? So you don't need to label or counting or whatever. So different methods have their own advantage. So if your mind you find your mind is wander off all the time, it's difficult for you to get some concentration. So you might as well do some counting because when you count in, out, maximum up to 10, it really helps to concentrate the mind. So the mind cannot travel far because it need to come back. It means that there's something for the mind to do. Because sometimes if you just observe the breath, the mind find is very boring, you know. So the mind needs something to do, needs some homework. So counting to it is a homework. And what is labeling? Label means that you need to label, like kind of like putting the label like in, out, in, out, in, out. That's how we call it labeling. Like when we are doing the Mahasi, we label the rising, falling, rising, falling. It's like same like when we doing the walking meditation, we label left, right, left, right. So when you observe the abdomen rising, falling, you need to label rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. Or another method is just don't do, just observe it. All right. So which method is depend on which teacher. So if you follow the Mahasi method, you need to follow. When you go for a retreat, you need to follow the instruction. But when you are back at home, you can choose whatever method that works best for you. All right.
Sorry,
Yes.
Number 2, right? In 1, out 2, in 3, out 4, right? Or out 3.
No, it's talking about like in, out. So 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Okay. 4. Okay. Good. Yeah. Thank you. So actually, this is just some counting only. So in 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like you're counting the number. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. So you can do it like this, or you can just in and out, you count as 1. Then another in and out, it count as 2. Another in and out, it count as 3. But if you want, you can also in is 1, out is 2, another in is 3, and 4. As long as you count up to maximum 10. They say you should not be more than that. All right. But sometimes you can change your mind. For example, when you find your mind is very restless, then you can tell yourself, maybe I want to count one up to 100. Okay, that's also one way to do. You can count 1 to 100, 100. But every time if you lost the mindfulness, you have to start from 0. So it's really bully the mind bully itself. Because imagine you lost it when you're counting up to 40, then you start to 0 again. Then the next time you try, last time I tried with the children, maximum they can try is up to 20 something, 20 or 30. Right. Now, there are other way how it depends on how we do it. So one way is we are training we call it training the mind. The mind is like monkey mind. So when the mind is very restless, the best way actually you can hold it, you hold the breath for some time. The moment you hold the breath, the mind start to panic already. You can try it later. All right. So I think maybe tomorrow, Friday. Okay. Today, if you got time, you also can do. Right. So when you're your mind very restless, you hold the breath. After you notice that, when you hold the breath, you notice that the mind will not go wandering. Because why? You're afraid to die. Yeah, see. Because you know that if no breathing, it will die. So then the mind will not restless anymore. Now, solo meditation is one of the meditation. I don't think really nobody in Malaysia practice. It's not so popular in Malaysia. It's you have to breathe in, breathe out very, very fast and very hard. After that, you stop the breath. Then after that, you need to observe the feeling. Okay, you need to write on observe the feeling. It's like how they breathe, right? They like this, very fast, very fast. Then after that, because our university where they send the student during the diploma time, they send the student to observe to go and practice this one for a short time. So after when you stop it, then you observe when you breathe in, breathe out very fast, your mind is very strong. Your mindfulness, awareness, all strong because when you take in more oxygen, you can say the mind is much more fresh. And when you breathe in very fast, there's no time for you to have wandering mind. Very difficult to have wandering mind. So after you stop the breathing, then you observe the feeling. like how you feel in the body. Maybe you feel very tight, very has lots of anxiety and very uncomfortable, whatever. So this one method where the breathing is, you literally make it very hard, very fast. Another way is, let's say, if you want your mind to be more peaceful, very easy. You just breathe in slowly. All right, breathe in slowly. So like that. Take a long breath and then breathe out. Take another long in, breathe in and breathe out. Then it make your mind very comfortable. All right. So these are different ways we can practice meditation. On the Friday class, normally we have meditation. So for those who will be able to join, because some of you have other classes, I know. So we will try tomorrow. So today we go for more theory. Now, in the Majjhima Nikaya, mindfulness of breathing, this is called Anapanasati Sutta, all right? So there are 4 foundations. So it's breathing meditation, but we can combine with 4 foundation mindfulness. There are 16 ways. Let's go for this. Chai Hun, you can read this one.
And how because is mindfulness of breathing developed and cultivated so that it is of great fruit and great benefit. Here Bhikkhu gone to the forest or to the root of a tree or to an empty hut, sits down, having folded his legs crosswise, set his body erect, and establish mindfulness in front of him. Ever mindful he breathes in, mindful he breathes out.
Okay. So you can find the instruction in the Visuddhimagga, paragraph 159 and 161, right? So the first thing is you need to go for solitude place, all right? Very quiet place. In Pali, we call it kaya viveka. Viveka means, we call it, viveka means seclusion by bodily. Imagine you try to practice meditation in a very noisy place, or when there are people walking around you, turning left, turning right, people are moving around you here and there, people try to talk to you, it's very difficult for you to get some concentration, right? So the best place is, of course, when you go for meditation center, is easy, you can get solitude. But if you cannot, at least in your room, okay? Actually, you should have a dedicated one prayer room, In Myanmar, because Myanmar is most of Myanmar are Buddhist country, right? It's a Buddhist country. So most people, they have a shrine room. So they have we call it the Buddha room. You put a table, you put the altar, you put a Buddha statue and some Dharma bowl, and then you dedicate a corner there where you can practice meditation. And of course, when your family member have not wake up yet in the morning, so before they wake up, then you just go to that Buddha room. It's your Kaya Viveka place where you can practice meditation. It's a secluded place, right? So secluded place where you'll be free from all the noise. And after that, you can see the instruction. You need to sit down. Now, normally, if you want to have more samadhi, you need to sit down, right? Then the purpose of folded the leg crosswise is make sure that your body is set up erect, not shakeable or whatever. And establish mindfulness in front of him means that you establish mindfulness to, this actually the meaning is mindfulness to the meditation object, right? Because this is translated from the Pali Mukham. So make sure that you have mindfulness to the meditation object or subject. And after that, breathing in, breathing out. Not just breathing in and breathing out. You need to be mindful. All right. So first one, go for secluded place. Then peaceful posture, sit down, means that not shakeable. Then you can see this. Establish mindfulness, this Pali Mukham, right? Because of the Pali Mukha. So sometimes they call it in front, Pali Mukha. But actually, according to commentary, means that you should placing the mindfulness facing the meditation subject, kamatana abhimukham. Then either you sit, if you cannot sit on the floor, you can sit on the chair. But make sure at least your feet should be placed evenly. And if you find, if you have some back pain, you need to have some support for your back. But make sure it's not too comfortable, because sometimes if it's too comfortable, you might fall asleep, right? So at least a chair should be also straight. Now we go for 16 method now. Okay, now remember we say at first, according to Sutta, there are 16 methods. So this is the first way we are starting now. And you can find this breathing meditation in many sutta. This is actually very, anapanasati is a very easy. You can find, you just type the anapanasati, you can find on internet or on the link below the reference. I also put the reference here. So basically you can just click the link and just go for any, if you are interested to learn the Pali. Okay, so you just can put the link there. Right, so you can find here. It's good to learn the Pali also, because sometimes there are some technical terms when they translate to English, it's very confusing. Right? Okay, for example, this, I experience the whole body. What is this body? Kaya. All these are special. Is it the physical body? All right, so later we explain. Okay. So it's good when you have time for those who learn Pali, go and look at the Pali. Okay, now, first one. Okay, next student. Vera, you can read.
Good evening, Saiji.
Yes.
First tetrad. Breathing in long, he understands. I breathe in long. Or breathing out long, he understands. I breathe out long. Breathing in short, he understands. I breathe in short. Or breathing out short, he understands. I breathe out short. He trains thus. I shall breathe in, experiencing the whole body of breath. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, experiencing the whole body of breath. He trains thus. I shall breathe in, tranquilizing the bodily formation. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, tranquilizing the bodily formation. Whole breath, no.
Yeah, okay. All right. So here in the first tetrad means 4. So there are 4 methods. So the first one, breathing in, long. Then second one is short. Then the whole breath. Then after that, tranquilizing. So there are 4 things here. Okay. So long breath, short breath, especially the whole breath, and then tranquilizing bodily formation. So there are 4. So first tetrad means there are 4 tetrad. So the first have 4. Then second tetrad also got 4. Third also 4 and 4. 4 times 4 got 16 way. Now, what is long breath? What is short breath? Long breath means sometimes you take longer time to breathe in. So the timing is a little bit longer. Short breath, like sometimes when you have anxiety, so you like maybe at that time your breath is short. So anyway, no matter long or short, you should know. And sometimes you can see the it's kind of like repeating, you know. Then he understand. I breathe in. When he say the understand here, the meaning of understand means that he has the mindfulness at this point. Long or short, yes, he understand means that he has mindfulness. Beside mindfulness, also he has some knowledge, not just normal breathing. All right, so he should have some knowledge already. And he trained us. I should breathe in the whole breath. Now, what's the meaning of whole breath? Okay, whole breath means beginning, middle, and end. Right, so you can refer to paragraph 171. What's the meaning of beginner, middle, and end? This means that your mindfulness should be sharp, because some people, when they breathe in at the beginning, they have mindfulness. Then middle and end, the mind lost somewhere, go to the wandering thoughts. So this means that your mindfulness should be follow consistently throughout the whole process, from the beginning, middle, end of the in breath, or beginning, middle, end of the out breath. This means that follow the whole process. And then you can see there's a future tense, I shall, I shall, I shall, I shall. Why is it the future tense? According to the Visuddhimagga, and then 174, it means that in order to arouse the knowledge, right? The knowledge. This means that at this point, even though maybe your knowledge is not strong, but at least you are training to have a more clearer knowledge. And also in future, of course, trying to see anicca, dukkha, anatta. Now, tranquilizing means at this point, like mentioned just now, or you can read the book, sometimes the breath can become more subtle and subtle and subtle, right? So naturally, when your breathing is more smooth, or your mind, when your mind is more calm, so the breath will be more better, more subtle. Right, so you can read paragraph 180, 184. So this fulfill the kāyanupassana. Because this anapanasati, we can link with this one, 4 foundation mindfulness. Okay. And then up to here, you can see we're actually only aware of the breathing. Now, breathing in Vipassana, breathing is A element. When you breathe in, breathe out, it's actually A element, right? So besides knowing the A coming in, going out, you're also trying to see the anicca, dukkha, anatta. They was explained in the tetrad number 4. So at this point is you're trying to see how the vaya dhatu, the A element, come in, going out, come in, going out, come in, going out. But of course, at the time when you're breathing, your mind also aware of the process of breathing, and also aware of, like, sometimes you have feel that touching point and so on. Then there will be other things like feeling. So the second tetrad actually is more on the feeling. So that's why the second tetrad fulfills the Vedana. Vedana means contemplation of feeling. Now, okay, let's read second paragraph. Okay, Shu Hong, Sister Shu Hong, you guys.
Okay, yep, I read. Greetings, Saji.
Yes.
Second tetrad. He trains thus. I shall breathe in, experiencing rapture. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, experiencing rapture. He trains thus. I shall breathe in, experiencing pleasure. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, experiencing pleasure. He trains thus. I shall breathe in, experiencing the mental formation. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, experiencing the mental formation. He trains thus. I shall breathe in, tranquilizing the mental formation. He trains thus. I shall breathe out, tranquilizing the mental formation.
Okay. After you reading this, from here, what do you understand? I mean, as much as how much can you understand? It's okay, no problem. It's okay. Yes, can say whatever your viewpoint.
I think here they are trying to explain that when you are doing your breathing meditation, you should be experiencing some joy or happiness, rapture. So there should be a pleasurable feeling. So yeah, pleasurable feeling. And with this pleasurable feeling, whatever that comes into your mind, yeah, is sort of you should feel happy about it, and sort of it helps to calm down whatever formations that comes into our mind, mind formation. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Uh,
All right.
the
So
happiness.
compared to first tetrad and second tetrad, which one is more subtle?
First
Can you
and-
first and second, which one is more subtle?
I
Much
think
more
it-
difficult to know.
First and second, I think is the second one.
Yeah, right. Second. The first one is just simply breathe in,
Yeah.
breathe out, breathe in, breathe out only, right? But second one, is another go to a little bit more subtle level where you start to understand the feeling, all right? Not just breathing in, breathing out, but at that time, what kind of feeling also happen? There will be joy, there will pleasure, all right? Joy will be piti, and then pleasure will be sukha, all right? And then the mental formation means compare here, above we have bodily formation, which refer to breathing. Here we have mental formation. So you can see that above we have tranquilizing bodily formation, and here we have tranquilizing mental formation. So it's almost look like quite same, but it's different. Above is talking about the breath here, but here is much more talking about anything to do with the mental, all right? So you can see if in terms of number, we have just now 1, 2, 3, 4 already. Now 5, 6, 7, 8. So there will be rapture, piti, right? Sometimes we can use the word joy, pleasure, sukha. Then the chitta sankhara, experiencing patissamvedi. Then tranquilizing mental formation, patisambhaya and chitta sankhara, right? Now in the paragraph 227. I read the text actually. It's a lot of information. So I just summarize here. So if you're interested, you can go and read. It explains a lot about the way of object and so on. So he explained the piti by way of object. This means that in a jhana. And he also experienced it by the way, by the way of non-confusion and knowledge. This means that he understands that this joy is liable to destruction and fall. So it means that at this stage, he can experience the joy when he see as in jhana. This means in samatha. But his mind actually moving towards the vipassana already. Because he should understand the joy come and the joy will disappear and all. All right, because this why actually like I think you know Ajahn Chah, right? Ajahn Chah, he said when you pick up a stick, both ends come together. So actually when you practice samatha, there should be vipassana. Or when you practice vipassana, there will be samatha. Right? Because there's no way you can practice vipassana without having concentration on the object. Right? So when you try to do vipassana, so at the time your mind have some concentration on the object. So at this point, the mind is on the breathing. And then there should be also start to have some knowledge appear. So according to this paragraph 227, you can have a read by yourself. It's a long text there, 227 and so on. So this second tetrad fulfill the Vedananupassana, means contemplation of the feeling, because there will be joy. Joy is actually a good feeling. Sukha also a good feeling. And then after that, you're supposed to be understand the mental formation, tranquilizing. Tranquilizing means that it's supposed to be tranquilized by itself, no need to purposely. Now, when we learn the Bojjhanga Sutta, we know that like we have the different stages like after joy and so on. But as long as there's enough mindfulness and concentration, then subsequently there will be piti, passaddhi. Passaddhi is tranquilizing, all right? Tranquility. This thing will happen by itself. We no need to purposely say, I must tranquilize it. It will happen by itself. That's why this anapanasati, the more you practice, it becomes more subtle by itself. Okay, number 3. So next student. Okay, sister. Okay, Wendy, you can read.
Yes, I agree. Okay, good purpose. He trained us, I should breathe in experiencing the mind. He trained us, I should breathe out experiencing the mind. He trained us, I should breathe in, glandering the mind. He trained us, I should breathe out, gladdening the mind. He trained us, I should breathe in, concentrating the mind. He trained us, I should breathe out, concentrating the mind. He trained us, I should breathe in, liberating the mind. He trained us, I should breathe out, liberating the mind.
Okay. So compared to second and third one is more difficult, right? Yeah, it's already go to mind level, right?
Yeah.
So different types of mind. So at this stage, there's a different types of mind. There will be, first, you should experience the mind. Chitta pati samvedi. So this is number 9 and 10, gladdening the mind. So I put a Pali there. 9 is experiencing the mind. 10 is the gladdening the mind. And then concentrating the mind is a samadhaham chittam. Liberating the mind is a vimochayam chittam, right? So it's good to learn the Pali also. So here is different stages of mind, okay? So the mind become more, means that after the feeling, then the mind. Why we call it the mind is more subtle? Because the mind happen very fast. Compared to feeling, maybe feeling will last for some time. The mind is like, pop, 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 appear very fast. So naturally, when you have good mindfulness, then you have joy. So gladdening the mind is actually same with joy and sukha, piti and sukha. When you have piti and sukha, your mind will be able to concentrate, right? Remember when we say concentrate, what is concentrate? Concentrate means that your mind can be able to focus it. So you concentrate here by, if you follow the anapanasati, means by the jhana. And liberating the mind means from hindrances, right? From the 5 hindrances. So this tetrad number 3. So it sounds very easy, but not easy to practice also. All right. So this fulfill the chittanupassana. Okay. Okay. Next person. Okay, Sister Shong Nyok Heng. Can you read this 4th tetrad?
Okay, 4th tetrad. He trains thus, I shall breathe contemplating impermanence. He trains thus, I shall breathe out contemplating impermanence. He trains thus, I shall breathe in contemplating fading away. He trains thus, I shall breathe out contemplating fading away. He trains thus, I shall breathe in contemplating cessation. He trains thus, I shall breathe out contemplating cessation. He trains thus, I shall breathe in contemplating relinquishment. He trains thus, I shall breathe out contemplating relinquishment.
Okay. All right. So this is on the Dhammanupassana. So, okay, now let's say I want you to explain in your own way. Can you try in your own way? What do you know about this tetrad?
This one, that means is already going into contemplating the impermanence already. See the
Okay.
anicca,
Anicca and
anicca already. And then fading away.
okay. Yeah. So anicca, normally fading away. What kind of fading away? Refer to what? Raga. Okay. Raga means greed, attachment, right? Yeah. Nirodha, cessation, and then the patisnisaga, relinquishment, right? Okay. Anyway, thank you. All right. Yeah. Now, okay, now here is more on Vipassana. So you can see in the Anapanasati Sutta, beside the Samatha, you are actually at this level is Vipassana point is already in. Now, anicca means you know all the like breathing or anicca, all the feeling, which is and all the mental formation, all the chitta, all will be impermanent. And then the viraga. Viraga means fading away. Normally means no attachment. Because if you see everything is anicca, everything is impermanent, then the greed attachment to it will dissolve by itself. Then there's a viraga explained by the cessation. Right? Okay. Now, fading away, there are 2 kinds of fading away. You can read on the paragraph 2235. It's a fading away, it's destruction and absolute fading away. So I didn't put more explanation. I think that's enough. Now, relinquishment is normally in the Pali, there are two kinds of relinquishment. First one is giving out. Giving out means at that time no defilements, and then also the karma that produce aggregate. Now, if we say karma that produce aggregate, because this means that the karma will give rebirth by aggregates in the future life. Okay, so this karma producing aggregate formation. So, like when we say there are three vata, there's no when there's no defilement, there's no result. Like karma vata and then the klesa vata. There's no defilement, then there's no karma. There's no karma, there's no vipaka. Vipaka means that this aggregate producing karma. So at that time, it's giving out. And also after that, there are another type of relinquishment is called nibbana. So this is from the Patisambhida. Okay, so first give out the defilement and karma and also aggregate, and then here will be go to nibbana. So this is actually so far is theory only, but at least we know according to this Anapanasati, there are 16 ways where if you're supposed to practice systematically, right? It's actually you can see it's a samatha, but it's also vipassana. Okay, now conclusion. So it's good to read conclusion because sometimes when we practice, we need to know why we are practicing a certain method. Okay. Okay, next student. Yeah. Sister T. Yeah, you can read this one. Read all, yeah. Up to this 239.
Yes, Sayaji.
Yes, okay. Mm.
Bhikkhu, that is how mindfulness of breathing is developed and cultivated so that it is of great fruits and great benefit. Its great beneficiousness should be understood here as peacefulness, both because of the words and bhikkhu. This concentration through mindfulness of breathing, when developed and much practice, is both peaceful and sublime, etc. And because of its ability to cut off applied thoughts, for it is because it is peaceful, sublime, and an unadulterated blissful abiding that it cuts off the mind's running hither and thither with applied thoughts obstructive to concentration, and keeps the mind only on the breath as object. Hence, it is said, mindfulness of breathing should be developed in order to cut off applied thoughts.
Continue, yeah. Yes.
Also, its great beneficiousness should be understood as the root conditions for the perfecting of clear vision and deliverance. For this has been said by the Blessed One, Bhikkhus, mindfulness of breathing, when developed and much practiced, perfect the four foundations of mindfulness. The four foundations of mindfulness, when developed and much practiced, perfect the seven enlightenment factors. The seven enlightenment factors, when developed and much practiced, perfect clear vision and deliverance.
Okay, thank you. So we can see there's lots of advantage. First one is peaceful. Why? Because it cut off the applied thoughts. Because when you put the mind on the breathing, if you really put it, then there's no more wandering mind, right? And also, it also like just now we say, it actually linked with the four foundation mindfulness, the kāyanupassana, vedana, citta, and dhamma. Then it also perfect the factors enlightenment and clear vision deliverance means defer to the path, right? Now we go for this method here. Actually, I think maybe we leave it for tomorrow because if not, we finish everything. Okay, let's discuss some this common problem, all right? First, headache. No stop. Then difficult in breathing, yeah. And then more thoughts than before. Sometimes you feel numbness, bodily problem, and mental stress. All right. Now the question is, why do we have so much problem in meditation? Anybody want to answer? Why do we have, some people have this problem, right? Is it common? Yeah, it's common. Any of you had this problem? Yes, right? You all no problem
Mine
at all.
is a lot of restless mind.
Oh, restless mind, yeah. Okay. So you find that when
And
you want to do the breathing here, your mind is running around. Okay. So it's so restless mind, maybe you need to give it more tasks to do, either do counting or labeling. Okay. Now, another problem, sometimes people feel, besides headache, there's also another problem. Maybe I list down here. So maybe your,
Teacher, there's one more problem.
yeah.
Why is
Yes.
that the mouth always fill up with saliva one?
That's because you have too much water element. Some people has fire element. The moment they start to meditate, they feel the body very, very hot. Okay? So they need to switch on the aircon or fan because they have a lot of heat element. Some people have wind element. The moment they sit, they find the body is shaking, right? Some people have water element. So the moment they sit, they feel like the saliva or they sweat a lot. But as long as you can ignore it, you don't need to focus on it, you just ignore it. So after a while, when you have your 5 faculties are more balanced, it will disappear by itself. Okay. So as long as you don't let it bother you, lah. If you want to meditate, you just not as a water element. Now, another problem is people have this one, eye problem, eye pain or eye moving. Why is it eye moving? Now, because when people practice, now when we say you focus on breathing meditation, you're supposed to be, when you close your eyes, what you're supposed to feel? You're supposed to feel the sensation, all right? The touching point of the meditation. That means that the meditation object is you're supposed to feel like the air coming in, going out, coming in. You're supposed to feel the sensation here. Or you notice the abdomen rising, falling, you're supposed to feel the sensation. But some people, instead of doing that, when they say focus on the breathing, they are using the eye to look for the object. Because normally when we say you are, let's say I want you to search for something, then the moment you say search for something, you will use your eyes to look for that thing. So when people say you are supposed to observe the abdomen rising, falling, then they are using the eye to look at the breathing. So then after a while, they feel the eye is very uncomfortable. Or some people feel that you can see the eye is moving around. Even though they are closing the eyelid, the eye is like shakeable. Do you notice that? Okay. So because of this, they are not meditating using. Now, when we say breathing, okay? Now, breathing. So the meditation object is breathing. Now, who are supposed to know, okay? You know breathing by what? By the mind, okay? By the mind. Now, when we say breathing, what is breathing? Means that sensation. Breathing is actually wind element, right? Wind element. So when the wind element coming in, going out, it will cause some sensation at the nostril blade or at the abdomen rising, falling. So you're supposed to focus on the feeling, how the air coming, going out, how your this abdomen rising, falling. Okay. So if you find you have this problem, sometimes maybe we call it, we call it the 5 faculties imbalance. Maybe too much effort. Sometimes people say meditation is so difficult, so they are putting too much effort. So it makes make it very their mind become more restless. They find that if they're not meditating, the mind not restless. The moment they try to meditate, the mind is very restless because they are focusing, they are pushing the mind too much. Right? So we call it they push the mind. Push the mind. So it's actually you call it they force the mind. So that's why a lot of people say after they go for Mahasi method, whatever, they say very tiring because they had to do labeling and so on. Then they like to go for the open awareness. Open awareness, you just keep the mind relaxed, let the mind aware of the things, the feeling or the breathing and so on. So make the mind relax. Why? Why does people push the mind too much? Why? The reason is wanting result. Because people are result oriented. Nowadays the society is result oriented. They find that if practicing meditation, they must have result. If they have no result, they are not doing the job. Okay, so they are aspiring for the result. So they push too much until when we say meditation, everybody get peace and happiness, but they only get kanjong. They find it's more suffering, right? They find it's lots of suffering in meditation. Why? Because of too much effort. Okay. So you cannot have too much effort. You also cannot have too less effort. Okay. Sometimes also another reason, too much concentration. Actually, when we say concentration is good thing, but when we say too much concentration means that they keep the mind, you can say, they keep the mind at one place. So even though, let's say, the breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, yes, it's supposed to focus on the nostril place. But sometimes they force the mind. They just keep the mind in that place, even though the breathing already disappear or whatever. So sometimes we call it over concentration. There's a term we call it over concentration. So people with over concentration, they will have headache. Right? Headache. Sometimes they find also another one. Why is this difficult to breathe? Do you know this, Chai-Hun? Why have this problem? Difficult to breathe.
Trying to control the breathing, I think.
Yes, try to control. Yeah. Why? Because the moment they say notice the breathing, they will try to control it. So after that, they find that they cannot breathe naturally. In a normal life, when they are not meditating, nothing wrong with the breath. But the moment they focus on the breathing, they find breathing is so difficult. Okay. That's why some people give up breathing meditation. They find it's too difficult to do it because of various problems as above. Then also another one, no stuck. So I got a friend. When she practiced anapanasati, she forever find her nose has a stuck problem. But she checked the doctor, there's no problem at all. Sometimes we don't know whether is it to do with karma or maybe the way she received the instruction is not correct, or she never, because I think last time when people go for meditation class, the teacher is giving the instruction to 30 or 40 people, and then sometimes the teacher have no time to one by one give personal guidance, so people don't get the right way of meditation, right? That's why I say just now, if you don't get the right way, sometimes you might do it in the wrong way. Okay, nose block. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, people, for correction.
Dr. Chang, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, Dr. I mean, during the meditation, of course, we can say there's a word called concentrate on your mind. That means your mind, concentrate on the mind object. It can be your breathing object. You can breathe.
Okay.
How about this one here that I heard from one of the Dhamma talk? They say, wash your mind.
Yeah.
Watching your mind. As in, like watching your mind object, yes, breathing. But how to wash your mind?
Oh, okay. When we say wash the mind, the meditation subject or object is different. Okay. Now if you say watch the mind, I put here. Watch the mind. Watch the mind means this is the meditation object is the mind. So here means mind watching the mind. All right. Means that you're aware of your mind. Now, mind watching the mind. Which mind? So the awareness mind, which come later, watches the earlier mind that already disappear. So it's like the things that mindfulness come later, you need to aware of the earlier state of mind that already disappear. Because they cannot be two mind appear at one time, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. So this we call it the watch the mind. So at that time, the meditation object is no more on breathing. It's on the mind. Yeah. It's a different state of mind. So the mindfulness watch the earlier mind. Is it with anger, with hatred, or is it with anxiety and so on?
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
now we have time here. So what we do is since we already know there are possible problem, which is very common. So if you meet people doing the meditation, at least you can tell them, are you doing in the right way or right way? Now, wrong way is of course when the breathing is not there. Now in Vipassana practice, if the breathing is not there, you can look for other object. But if you practice Samatha, when the breathing not there, you're supposed to wait for it. Okay. Now, we are going to see, because most of you are, I think, only few of you come for tomorrow, Friday class. So we have time now, so about 10 minutes. So we are going to do some exercises, all right? Okay, now, you can count 1 to 10. This is for you, all print out, you can do it tomorrow, day 1. You can count 1 to 10 and 1 to 10, 1 to 10, right? Then you write down, let's say if you manage to count 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, maybe you can count up to 5 times, you write 5 times. So totally 50 times. Or if you find your mind is very restless, you do 1 to 100. So if your mind already disappear, lost in thoughts when you are counting like up to 20, then you start from 1 again. All right. So if it disappear at 50, then you have to come back to 1. So then you need to write down. Let's say today I managed to count up to 50 without wandering thoughts. You can write down. Okay. So today now we have 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. My time is 8 o'clock. So what we do is we can do 1 to 100. All right. So this is a good way of training the mind to stay at the breathing in and out. So you either in and out, you count 1, in and out 2. Okay, now we try how much can you get? Can you get up to 20 or 30? Okay, now we can start now. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, yeah? All right, so I hope you all can do this exercise at home. So let's say you'll be able to count 1 to 100. Let's say you count up to 50 before your mind wanders. Then you write 50. Then let's say 1 to 10. How many times you can do 1 to 10? Roughly, of course. And then if you are without counting, do you find it's better for you, or with counting is it better? Or if you do abdomen rising falling, which one is easier? You can just write down, is it easy or not? Okay. And last one will be Vipassana. Vipassana means that from here, what kind of Vipassana do you know? Do you know anicca? Do you know anatta? Do you aware of the changing of the emotion or feeling or anything? All right. So you all should write yourself. Okay. So we will continue next week. Before we continue, any question? Last question. Anything want to ask?
Ji,
Yes.
just now when you mentioned about body element, what are the elements for air and earth?
Earth element.
Remember
Body
just now
means, oh yes, okay.
just now you
Bodily
mentioned
means breathing. In the first tetrad, bodily means refer to breathing only.
breathing.
Yes. Then you look at the tetrad, right? The first tetrad will be refer to the. So the first one refer to breathing. Second tetrad refer to any mental formation. Means like you got joy, happiness, or any other things. So third tetrad means refer more on the mind level. Okay. Third tetrad actually more different experiencing like joy, concentration, liberation. So you can see is actually this anapanasati is samatha is also vipassana, you know. Yeah.
Actually, it's referring to the body element. The water element just now you say is
Okay. You mean in your case? Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. For saliva, all these are 32 body parts is under water element. Yes.
Then
Okay.
the fire is body feel very hot. How
Yeah.
about air and earth? How about air and earth? Air element or earth
Earth is
element?
a hard and hard,
Hard.
hardness, softness, roughness, smoothness, and so on. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So this one, when we do the four, we haven't do the 4 great elements, but we still have many things to do. 4 great elements, 32 body parts, and so on. So I was thinking that maybe I should give you all